Hi, this is Katie. In today's video, we are going to be talking about mental health, and we're going to be talking about just honestly, I need a complete redo on my life. I feel like I was doing pretty well earlier this year, and then a few weeks ago, a lot of stuff changed and my mental health has been like in the trash. And my actions and how I've been living my life have also been in the trash because of that. And today is the day. Like, I just woke up a little while ago. I'm still in bed, obviously, and it's like 8:45 or something. It's almost 9. Today is the day that I am like, I need a redo. I need to make some changes, and I need to stop doing some of the things that I was doing, and I need to just make some better changes for myself. So if you are interested in this type of video, and if you want to just see what I'm going to be doing today, and you know, talk a little bit more about mental health, then I really hope that you're subscribed, and I hope that you keep watching. So one of the things that I talked about with my therapist and one of my friends yesterday, and that I really want to focus on today, is that what I want to do is not always what's best to do. My depression the last 3 weeks has been horrible, like really, really bad. And so I want to stay in bed. I want to not do anything. I want to use unhealthy coping mechanisms. I want to not do anything productive because it feels pointless. My depression makes things feel pointless. And because I'm really tired, and because I just have no energy and no motivation. And one of the things I'm challenging myself today is to realize that what I want is not always what's best. Sometimes it is, right? Sometimes when you're depressed and you want rest, it's because your body needs rest. Sometimes your wants and your needs do line up, but sometimes they don't. And sometimes our wants are really the devil attacking us, or our negative thoughts attacking us. You know, not all of our thoughts, not all of our wants are based on real things. Sometimes they're self-sabotage. Sometimes they are unhealthy for us. And I think it's important to rest, no matter who you are, no matter if you have depression or not. I think it's important to rest. And I've been doing that. But I also know that I've been doing some unhealthy things. And I want to focus today on doing what I know is healthy, what's best, and what I need to do versus just what I want to do. I hope that that makes sense, because sometimes what we want is not what's healthy. And so sometimes for me, I know that I need to push through. Oh, I want to just lie around all day. Okay, well, was that helping you when you did it the last 3 days? Well, not really. Okay, so then maybe do something different today. You know, that's what I'm just going to challenge myself to do, different things today than I've been doing the last 3 weeks, because I've been miserable, and our wants are not always what's best. Our wants are not always what we need, because sometimes our wants are self-sabotage or the devil or our negative thoughts. So I'm going to get up. I have been sleeping a lot, but I know that's fine. You know, I'm not going to change everything in one day. You know, I have been sleeping a lot, but I'm going to get up, I'm going to shower, and then I am going to film a video, and I'm going to read. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff. So I want to take you guys along with me. All right, so I'm going to get up and I'm going to shower. If you guys have ever suffered with like really severe bouts of depression, or severe chronic depression, you might understand that even something like showering feels impossible sometimes. And some people who have never dealt with depression, that might seem like, what? Like, it's just showering, it's not a big deal. But to people who have depression, it can be a big deal. So that's something that I'm like, okay, Katie, like, it's a good idea to shower. It's a good idea to take care of parts of your body. You know, I'm gonna go shower, I'm going to drink water, make my protein shake. Like, these things, again, it's like, I just need to not focus on what I want to do. I want to focus on what's healthy and what's right and what's best and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to keep repeating it to help me, but I also hope that repeating it helps you kind of just like get that nailed into your brain, that sometimes we need to focus on what we need and what's best, even if we don't want to do it. You know, there's some things that we don't want to do, but we do anyway because we know we have to, right? Like grocery shopping or our taxes. Like, we might not be in the mood to do them, but we do them anyway because we know it's right. We know we have to. So sometimes I want to also look at just my everyday activities like that as well. All right, I'm getting up. I'm gonna shower. I'm gonna shave. I'm going to put like a lot of makeup on, not in a like, oh, because self-care is on the surface, not in that way, but even just doing something like putting makeup on and taking a shower is at least just acknowledging that you're a person and that you're allowed to do things that are okay for you. I know sometimes with my depression, literally everything feels pointless. Like, go showering, who cares, doesn't matter. But I want to like honor myself more today and like respect myself more today. So even something like showering, again, I know it might seem silly to some people, but it's like, sometimes it can be hard. But right now I feel super capable to shower, so I don't have to push myself too much to shower. But honestly, to like drink a glass of water in the morning and have my protein shake, I do have to push myself to do. I've been having my protein shake every morning for months. Like a couple weeks ago, I just like stopped caring. So that is something I just need to push myself and take these little steps. All right, I'm gonna go shower. Hey guys, all right, so it is a little while later. It is 11:30. Do I have chocolate on my mouth? No, cool. Okay, so it's 11:30. I showered. Obviously, I brushed my hair. I put on a ton of makeup and I put on this like super springy shirt. Look how cute this shirt is. I love these little sleeves. You can do off the shoulder too if you wanted and kind of have that like hang there, but I got this at Urban Outfitters like years ago, but I just thought it was like really cute and springy. A lot of you guys know I usually wear black or neutrals, which is what I like wearing, but today I wanted to wear something springy. So I pulled this out, wearing this today. And yeah, so today is the day, right, of not doing just what I want, but doing what is best. Sometimes those things are gonna line up, but sometimes they are not. Right now, I kind of just want to sit on Instagram or go lie around. But I'm not gonna do that because that's not what's best for me today. Some days lying around is what's best, but for me today, it's not. I know it's not. I know it's not. And that's something that you gotta really just be honest with yourself about, because we can always make excuses and we can always like fit our own narrative, kind of, you know, like if we really wanna lie around, we can, at least I know I can make excuses all day long of, oh, I need to lie around because I'm depressed and I this and this and this, and I can like validate it for myself. When again, sometimes that is real and true and sometimes it's not. And I know today for me, it's not. I know that I needed to get a lot of work done today. I'm about to record another video and then I have to mostly edit for at least 4 or 5 hours today, probably, maybe 3, 4, 5 hours today. But besides that, I just want to push myself to do other things because the last few weeks I have been so depressed. So depressed, so down on myself, feeling like everything is pointless. Like there's no point of putting work into my stuff. You know, like I have a couple projects going on behind the scenes that I have not touched in like 3 weeks. Honestly, a little bit more than that. And that's not good. Like I don't want to give in to this. I personally, right now, I do not want to give in to this. I want to push through. I want to do what's healthy and I want to see if I can change my mind and like change how my brain is thinking, because we don't always have to listen to what our brain is telling us to do. Not all of our thoughts and emotions need to be listened to. And that's really hard sometimes because it's so easy. It's so easy for me to be like, I'm depressed. Something bad happened, I'm depressed, and so I'm just gonna lie around all day. But some days that's good for you and some days it's not. So today, again, like I got up, I got dressed, I put on these really cute earrings. These are Ana Luisa. I put on like a ton of makeup. And I think for me, it's important to notice, like I don't shower every day, right? I don't put makeup on every day, right? But I think for me, it's important for me to notice, okay, am I not showering, putting makeup and getting dressed today because I just don't need to, I don't feel like it's not a big deal? Or is it because I'm depressed and it's like too hard for me? And so sometimes knowing that difference for myself is like really important, because if there's too many days in a row where I don't want to be doing even the basic necessities of life, or even just the basics of taking care of myself, or the basics of something that just is kind of generally pretty easy for me to do, if I notice that I'm not doing that for like several days in a row, it's like, okay, Katie, like what's going on? You know what I mean? Like the reasoning behind not showering matters. I'm just picking showering as an example, but if you aren't showering because you just don't need to shower that day, or you don't feel like it, or you just don't shower every day, that's fine. But if you don't want to shower because you're so depressed that you can barely get out of bed, it's just something that like I need to notice and then see what I can do about it. So anyway, yeah. So right now I want to just sit around, scroll on Instagram, complain, cry, go like busy myself, but with things that aren't important. But instead I'm going to record
I'm going to run into Ulta because I have something to return, and then I wanted to purchase. I'm wearing like, can you see this like mint little eyeshadow thing? I love it. It's so cute. It's ColourPop brand, so it's like $7, but they had a bunch of different colors. I want to go buy like 1 or 2 more, and I want to go do that. And then I want to get Starbucks. I want to get a passion tea, no sweetener, no water. My favorite drink. And then I need to run to the grocery store, get a few groceries, because even the food I've been eating the last couple weeks, because I've been depressed. Like a lot of you guys know, I'm on a pretty strict diet because of just some issues I'm dealing with my health. And I've been sticking with that diet, 100% sticking with that diet, but I just have been eating food that hasn't been making me feel great. And so just another thing again that I want to focus on. So I'm gonna do that and then go back to the house, eat lunch, take my vitamins. I have not even been doing that. I have not been taking my medicine. Like I haven't been doing all those things that it's just like, I know, again, if you have never really struggled with this kind of depression, it's probably like, Katie, what are you talking about? Just go take your vitamins. But for some people with severe depression, it feels like you're asking me to climb Mount Everest without oxygen and without ever hiking before. Like some things just feel so impossible. I might do a video soon of like, things that are really hard for me with my depression and my anxiety, because I know like I've gotten made fun of a couple times for it in the past of certain things that are really hard for me when I'm going through a really depressive episode, i.e. getting out of bed can be really hard. Showering can be really hard. But when I know that I can focus on what's best, there are some times that I can push through it. A lot of times I fail. A lot of times, even though I know being in bed is a bad idea, I do it anyway. But even if sometimes you can do one thing, if you can go take your vitamins, that's a win. That's awesome. If you can go drink some water, if you can go eat anything, because sometimes I know, like, sometimes I don't even want to eat, or sometimes I eat too much, you know? But if you can just do any of those basics, sometimes it's like, that's a win. But if you've never struggled with depression before, I know it's so easy to be like, that's not a big deal. But hopefully if you've never struggled, you still like are patient and graceful with other people, because I swear it feels impossible sometimes to do even the basics of life. And so today that I'm saying I'm pushing through it, that is not diminishing you or even me on the days when I can't push through it. It's just today I woke up and I'm like, I am pushing through this. Did I just snap? Not really. You guys know I can't really snap, but it sounded, oh, it was like a half. Anyway. I can't really snap, but that one kind of sounded like I did. Anyway, so I never want it to be like I'm diminishing people who can't push through it or diminishing myself. I don't want to diminish myself when I cannot push through it. And I never want to seem like I'm diminishing anything, because literally the last 3 weeks, I got the bare minimum done, kind of, the last 3 weeks. But today I just knew that I could push myself. So that's what I'm doing. And even for some people, like, what I'm doing today might seem like, yeah, that's just a normal day. But again, if you have severe depression, this is a day that I'm pushing myself, because our struggles are different. Our struggles are different. People are different, you know? So anyway, I know sometimes I sound like defensive, and sometimes I even sound a little like lectury, and I know that, and I'm working on those things. But it does bother me when people just completely diminish someone else's pain. People have even diminished my acid reflux and stuff that I've been dealing with the last few months. I've had a couple people diminish that. Oh, it's just acid reflux. Who cares? It's like, mine was so bad I barely ate for 2 weeks. So even if that is common, it's still horrible. Like, you don't need to diminish someone else who's in pain. Like, so that's I don't like when people do that. And so sometimes I do like over explain myself to make sure that like I'm being heard. Because sometimes I feel like I'm not being heard. So sometimes if I repeat myself a lot, it's in hopes that like whoever is listening is actually hearing what I'm saying, or that they're like kind of even understanding what I'm saying to their capability, because we all have even like different ways we process information. But also I never ever want to sound lectury. I more just hope that I can like help with like what I'm doing, and like maybe it's something that you can try, because obviously we're also different. So everything that I do is not going to help you, and everything that you do is not going to help me. But some things are worth trying and worth putting effort in and worth seeing if they help you. And some things are universally just good. Like, make sure you drink water today, you know, just a little inspiration. See, I think I just have to figure out, I know sometimes my tone can be a little pushy, but I hope that it's more helpful than pushy. I don't know. Maybe now I'm worried too much about that. I don't know. But anyway, I do want to be more like myself in my videos. I know a lot over the last couple years, I've been so worried about what I say that I have like, it's not that I've been lying or anything like that, but that I've just more kind of like hid certain aspects of myself, and I don't want to do that anymore. Also, some people say I play with my hair too much. Yeah, I have very severe anxiety, so I just play with my hair sometimes. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to record, and then I might go to Ulta first, actually. And then record this video that I'm posting right before this one. I'm probably posting this one in like a week or two, but I have to record one that I'm posting this week, and those are good things. And I want my mindset to be what's healthy, and like remind myself I struggle with this so hard. I want to remind myself that I matter, because that is not a thing that I'm good at, but I want to remind myself that I matter. Even saying it now, like, I don't know if I really believe it, but it's similar to the, even if you don't want to, do it anyway. Even if you don't want to do something that you need to do, you know, because sometimes we don't feel motivated to do what's healthy or what's best or what's right, but sometimes it's best to do it anyway, even if you don't want to. But then also sometimes, even if you don't want to, but you do it anyway because you know it's healthy, sometimes after that, then you want to keep going. So sometimes then the motivation kicks in after you start doing it. I remember talking about that with someone years ago, how like he would always say that motivation starts after you start doing something. And obviously sometimes you feel motivated to do something beforehand, right? But even if you don't, but you know it's right for you, you know it's healthy, you know it's something that's going to be productive or that you're going to thank yourself for later, just do it anyway, even if you don't feel like it. We don't always have to follow our emotions or what we want. And so I'm trying to remind myself all that too, but also just reminding myself like that I matter, and that like taking care of myself is important. And I don't mean surface level, whatever. I mean like taking care of myself, drinking my water, making sure I'm having healthy habits. You know, like it's hard for me to think that way because I've struggled a lot with like caring about myself, honestly. And so when I don't care about myself, it's a lot easier to talk myself out of doing healthy things. So even though right now I don't feel like I completely care about myself, I'm going to act as if I do anyway. And I'm going to do the actions that are associated with caring about myself in hopes that I will gain the feeling of caring about myself, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes doing the action first can spark the feeling. And, you know, hopefully with praying more, which I really need to do. I've barely picked up my Bible in the last few weeks. I've been praying, but definitely not as much. And with a couple books that I want to be reading, I have a trauma book that I started, but I need to keep reading that. And then I just have a couple other books that I really want to read about health, mental health, trauma, abandonment issues, stuff like that. And it's like I bought them because I was excited to read them. And then again, when I'm depressed, it's like I don't even want to help myself. That's a scary level of depression. And I'm sure, again, some of you guys have experienced that, where it's just like, I don't even want to do anything. Even if I knew exactly what would help, I don't even want to do it. But again, I just know for me now, I have to push through that and be like, it doesn't matter if I want to or not, I'm going to do it anyway. And just get back into healthy habits, healthy routines. And hopefully the feeling will come. But that even might take a while. So I might have to have several days or weeks or years of doing things that I know are best, even if I don't want to. But I logically know that I'm a child of God. And every day that I am on this earth, it means that God wants me to be here. And that it's so hard to like feel it sometimes, but I know it logically. Even though it's hard, but I know it. And for as long as God wants me to be here, I don't want to just exist and float through. I want to thrive. So I want to push myself. I want to grow. I want to learn. I want to change. I want to do things that are out of my comfort zone, or do things that are not typical, and do what I know God wants me to do, which a lot of times is out of your comfort zone, you know? And so for as long as I'm on this earth, I want to push myself. And a lot of times I fail, and a lot of times it doesn't work, or I take a step back, or I fall, or I stay in bed all day, or in the car all day scrolling on Instagram. But I'm going to keep pushing, which is so hard for me to say, because part of me even feels like it's fake when I say it. But I know that even if it's one day a month that I push myself, I know I'm still going to do it. Hopefully it's gonna be, I push myself in some way every day, hopefully. But even for now, it's like, I'm gonna celebrate the small wins. This, though, today is like a big win for me. Like, this is a big win. The last few weeks have been horrible. So this is a really big win that I'm switching my focus, I'm switching my actions, you know, and yeah, so I just want to share all this with you. So, okay, I am gonna go work, run a couple errands, go back to the house, eat, edit, but I definitely will pick up the camera again, just chat with you guys in a couple minutes. This is like a difficult video because, again, like some of it almost feels like what I'm saying is fake, but in reality, it's things that I logically know that I just really struggle believing for myself sometimes. Like, it kind of sucks that I firmly believe every single one of you is capable of doing these things, but it's hard for me to believe it for myself. But it just sucks because I believe that so many people are capable of these things that I'm saying, but it's really hard for me to believe it for myself. But hopefully, again, putting the actions in, putting the efforts in, praying more, reading my Bible more, hopefully that will be helpful. But it's still a struggle. You know, like, I'm 35 years old. I've been struggling with this kind of stuff since I was 19. And my whole thing with my mental health is that, yeah, maybe one day I'll get better, maybe. And I'm going to put effort into doing that, like with therapy and stuff. But I also think it's so important to learn how to live and to thrive even when you're struggling with what you're struggling with. Instead of being like, when I'm not depressed anymore, then I will do X, Y, and Z. I think it's more important to say, yes, I'm going to put effort into diminishing my depression as much as possible or lessening it or something. But while I have it, I still want to see what I can do to thrive as a person, whatever that means for you, whatever that means for you. All right, I said I was going to go like 8 times. I'm going to go. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay, I just drove across the parking lot to park a little bit closer to Ulta. I just literally, the 40-second drive that I just did, I just kept repeating to myself out loud, like something along the lines of like, even if you don't want to, you're gonna do it anyway. Like, sometimes I get nervous when I make videos like this, that I make it sound easy or like, it's not a big deal, just go do it, whatever, it's not that hard, who cares? Because that's never it. This is so hard for me. This is so hard for me. I hope that just explaining what I'm going through can be encouraging or helpful, or even just a way that we can connect, you know? But this is really hard for me. So I never want it to sound like this is easy or like it's no big deal. This is so hard. Immediately when I just shut the camera off to drive for 45 seconds, the first thought in my head was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to record. I don't want to make another video. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. Like, I'm exhausted. I'm really tired. I've been sleeping so much the last few weeks. I'm exhausted. I just want to lie around. But today, again, I'm going to keep saying this, is that want also what is healthy for you? Sometimes it is. So like maybe tonight, if I'm still exhausted, I will lie down and watch a movie. But today, it's not what's best for me to do. I know it's not. I know it's not. Logically, I know it's not. But it is so hard. It's so hard. Yeah, so I just wanted to, I hope that I never sound like, oh, everything's just easy. It's no big deal. It's not. Depression is awful, and it literally tries to ruin your life. I personally think that a lot of mental illness stuff is the devil trying to attack us and bring us down, and it can feel debilitating. I know that. I have struggled with this for so long. Like, I love Ulta, and I'm still like, but that's what depression, like, especially when you get like a bad bout of depression, like you don't even want to do the things you enjoy doing. I like going to look at makeup right now. I'm just like, no, I'd rather sit in the car and distract myself with Instagram. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna push myself to go do something that I normally like doing. But even right now, I have to push myself. And maybe afterwards I'll appreciate it. I don't know. Maybe I won't. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I really don't want to, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I know it's the best option. Okay, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay, hey guys, I went to Ulta and I bought a new lip gloss, which I'm excited about because I need to put it on right now. I hate when my lips don't have anything on them. Where did you go? Oh, here it is. One thing I was thinking about in there, I was in there for like a while, like just looking at stuff. Like I wanted a new eyeliner and I wanted a new one of these little lip oils. It's not really a gloss, it's an oil. So I was in there for a little while, just like you know, strolling around looking at stuff, and my hands were completely covered in like swatches of eyeliners and stuff. And they had a little station where they have like a cleanser, like a makeup remover kind of thing, and tissues. So I was doing that to kind of wipe off my hand, and I got most of the stuff. And for some reason, while I was there, I had, like, while I was just like wiping the stuff off my hand, I got this idea of like, do you guys ever feel like you're taking up too much space? Like, I almost always, like almost consistently feel like I'm a bother. I'm curious if you guys feel like that too. It's an awful feeling. I always kind of feel like I'm in the way, or I'm taking up space, or I'm bothering someone, or even if, you know, like I'm visiting someone, it's like, oh, do they really want me here? Or things like that. Like, I just always feel like I'm taking up too much space, like I'm a bother. And man, that sucks. That is not a good feeling. And again, logically, if we're going biblically, like, we're all supposed to be here. If we're here, it's because God wants us to be here. And so none of us are taking up too much space. We're all taking up a certain amount of space, obviously, because we're all part of life. But I feel like a bother most of the time. And I was just thinking that while I was wiping that off. Like, and I feel like, I wonder if that's why, let me put this on real quick. But I wonder if that's why I always kind of rush through things. Is that why? I think part of me rushes through things. Like, I rush through everything. By the way, this is the Ulta Tinted Juice Infused Lip Oil. This is in the color Coral Punch. I have the baby pink one or whatever it's called, and I liked it, and so I wanted to get another color because the baby pink one is pretty sheer. I wanted to see if they had like a color that actually, you know, had some color payoff. I actually kind of like the bright pink with like the teal. I think that's fun. It's makeup, it's fun. So I spend a lot of my life rushing. And it's not because I'm late or I need to go anywhere. I don't even mean that kind of rushing. I don't mean like, oh, I'm late for something, I gotta rush. I don't mean that. I mean, when I'm in the shower, I'm rushing to get it over with. When I'm doing my skincare, I'm doing it really fast. And it's not saving me any time. You know, like if you're rushing through your 4-step skincare routine, what are you saving? 30 seconds? So it's not to save time. It's just to always move on to the next thing. But then I rush through the next thing too. And when I'm doing it, I'm not really like there. I'm not really paying attention. I definitely do not practice mindfulness most of the time. When I'm cooking to eat. When I'm eating to be done eating, you know? And it's like, I feel like that just takes away a lot of my joy. God wants us to have joy through him, right? But he also gave us this whole world to enjoy. So I don't know how rushing through my life and always just, oh, I gotta do this quick to get on to the next thing, that I'm also gonna do quick to get on to the next thing. Like, what am I like rushing for? Like, is it so that I can distract myself watching Instagram or TV or something? Like, is that why? Or because I just like don't wanna hang out with myself? Like, that sucks. But I wonder if I do that because I don't wanna take up space. I wonder what would happen if I just like, maybe this could be like a challenge that I do for myself. Like, I wonder if I take a day and being mindful with everything that I do and reminding myself constantly that I'm not taking up space, or that I'm not taking up too much space. You guys know what I mean? That it's like, oh, like I'm in the way. I shouldn't be where I am. I kind of always feel that way. So I wonder if I just take a day or even just a few hours and just be really, really mindful, tell myself to not rush through things, pay attention when I'm doing things, and keep reminding myself that I'm not a bother, even though that's really hard for me. I think I said earlier, maybe, that like I can really easily convince myself of anything. And so if I think I'm a bother, I will find reasons to support that. Even though sometimes they're excuses, or sometimes they're wrong, or sometimes they're not fully based on fact, or sometimes I'm making them up. Not that like I'm lying, but that almost like my brain is like tricking me. Like, oh, I'm bothering this person. Even if the person has told me I'm not bothering them, my brain always like tries to convince me I am. So like, it's not even that I feel like I'm a bother, but I know that I'm not. It's that I feel like I'm a bother and I think that I am, even though God tells me I'm not. So there is a logical part of me that's like, you're not a bother, Katie. Like, you know, maybe sometimes, I guess. Sometimes we can all be bothersome, I guess, maybe. But most of the time, it's like if I'm at the store looking at makeup, that's literally what the store is for. But I always kind of feel like I'm in someone's way, or like I always feel like I'm not supposed to be anywhere, which is a very sad and lonely feeling. But so I wonder if I just for a day, even just an hour, make it really purposefully like, to change that. I wonder if I could actually even do it or what it would feel like. I don't know. That's a weird, that's weird. It's really sad. Yeah. So anyway, I'm curious if any of you guys feel that too, because it's a really, really difficult feeling to have. Okay, so I decided to record my video and then go to the grocery store. So I went to the grocery store, can you see? And I went to the grocery store for cold cuts and chicken nuggets, and I got a salad dressing to try and some veggies. I got a bunch of veggies, and I also got, hold on, I got my passion tea, no sweetener, no water, and I get a Trenta because it's big, and I love this. It's my favorite drink. I love it so much, and decided to get one. Yeah, so now it's 2:45. I'm gonna go back to the house. I still haven't eaten yet, but I'm going to eat when I get back. I'm gonna make a sandwich, and then I'm gonna go edit. I really have to edit. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything else like video worthy, so I might actually end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed just kind of hanging out with me for a few hours while I'm trying to just like redo my life a little bit, get back into healthier routines and make healthier choices for myself, because it's been nearly impossible the last few weeks, and today it still is so hard, but I still at least was able to, you know, return some stuff at Ulta and go grocery shopping and record 2 videos, because this one and the other one that I just recorded, and I got my favorite drink, which is nice, you know. But even just getting dressed in a fun top and putting makeup on, for some people when you have severe depression, that can be a huge step. And so if you're struggling with that too, like, I hope that you can at least notice when you can take those steps, and that's like, all right, that's a good thing, you know, and focus on seeing how you can keep going. But that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I just really wanted to like redo things. And so, you know, one of the other things I need to do today is read my Bible. I've barely been doing that. I need to get back into doing that and potentially read a little bit of one of the books that I have. Also, if you're doing this too, if you're like, you know what, I need to redo my life, I need to redo everything, don't try to change too many things at once, because then you'll burn out a lot quicker. At least it's my experience. I think that that's a pretty common experience too. Pick a couple things. Honestly, the first day, if you're depressed in bed for 3 weeks, honestly, the first day, it might just be shower, get dressed, put makeup on, and make a healthy breakfast. And maybe that's enough for the day. You know, if you try to change too much, it's more likely to either overwhelm you, fail, or just not stay and not stick. So today, I think it was good that I, you know, went to the grocery store, went to Ulta, recorded 2 videos, and the fact that I showered and I did my makeup and put on cute clothes, and then read my Bible. And I think that's enough pushing myself for the day. And tomorrow I'll probably just try to do similar things with working and reading. I won't need to go to the grocery store or Ulta, but you know, working and reading, and maybe going for a walk or just doing something different, instead of just staying in the same room in the same place all the time, might be something that could be helpful for me. So anyway, I think my camera's overheating, so I'm going to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this video, you know, was helpful, and that you enjoyed hanging out with me. I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys today. So I really hope that you're subscribed, and really hope that you're following me on Instagram as well. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. Thanks again for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll talk to you later.